And college football season is kicking off its new season. This year's top-tier matchups could have a major impact on the playoff picture. Number 1, Georgia hosts Clemson. The Fighting Irish travel to Texas A&M on Saturday. And USC caps off the weekend with a primetime matchup against LSU on Sunday night in Death Valley. Let's bring in ESPN college football analyst Sam Acho for more. Sam, thanks so much for coming on. Let's start with Georgia Tech. They started off the season with a big upset of Florida State last week in Dublin. So what does that mean for the Seminoles' playoff hopes? And how do you think the new 12-team playoff situation changes the equation?
Well, the Florida State Seminoles playoff hopes are still alive. The reason why is that we just went from a 4-team playoff to a 12-team playoff. And what that means is that the 4 highest-ranked conference champions will still make the playoffs. So Florida State's still in the ACC. They could win their conference still, even with a loss, and make the playoff. Not only that, they'd have a first-round bye week. Now, let's say Florida State doesn't win their conference. Well, the next 7 highest-ranked at-large teams, so 4 highest-ranked conference champions, along with a group of 5 champion, makes it. The next 7 highest-ranked teams still have a chance to make it. So Florida State's season is not over.
So what are you watching for in this weekend's big matchups?
The first game I'm watching for is Notre Dame going to Texas A&M. Why is that? Well, Notre Dame is starting 2 new tackles. They have a great defense, but Texas A&M is one of the loudest places to play. Kyle Field has over 100,000 people, and they have a new head coach as well. So that stadium will be rocking. And, oh, by the way, Notre Dame, since they're not in a conference, they could still make the playoff, but they wouldn't be able to be in one of those top 4 spots.
And what other teams do you think have a chance to get into the playoffs this year?
Another team I'm looking at is a team like Penn State. Penn State, over the last several years, hasn't made the playoff because of teams like Ohio State and Michigan. They're usually ranked ahead of them. In a 4-team playoff, that matters. In a 12-team playoff, a team like Penn State has a chance not only to make the playoff, but also with this new playoff format, first 4 teams have a bye week. Teams 5 through 8 have a home game. And so Penn State not only has a chance to make the playoffs, but also play at home. And that cold weather could be great news for Penn State fans.
Now, Deion Sanders and Colorado have a lot of hype going into this season. They're set to face FCS powerhouse North Dakota State tonight on ESPN. What's at stake for them in this game?
Well, there's a lot at stake for Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes. This North Dakota State team is an extremely physical football team. Now, Colorado has one of the best players, really 2 of the best players in all of college football. Shedeur Sanders, who's Coach Prime's son. He's a quarterback. Then also Travis Hunter. He plays defense and offense. These 2 guys are probably going to be top 5 picks in this next year's draft. But North Dakota State has 2 returning quarterbacks who can play really good football as well. And so I'm not necessarily saying it's upset alert, but Colorado needs to be ready.
Okay, we'll be watching ESPN college football analyst Sam Acho. Sam, thanks so much.
Thanks.